Hello everyone. In our today's video, we're gonna create our store. As you may see, whenever you are coming to our store, you can add to the cart, and every time you add some product, our cart icon is updating. And when you go there, we have a button which you can increase the quantity, and whenever you are decreasing it, you cannot go below 1. And also here you can see the total will be reflect over here, and you can delete an item and you can delete all item altogether, right? So in today's build, we're gonna create that store. And as you may know, in our last video we made our website fully responsive. Our front page, the home page, is fully responsive. So today we will create our store, then we will go through the login authentication up next. And already our project is running on localhost 3000. Now to create our store, I'm gonna use the Redux-Toolkit. Okay, to initialize the Redux-Toolkit, let's go to quick start, and here you can see we need to install that Redux-Toolkit and also React Redux. So open another terminal, let's install that both of it. And just a little recommendation, whenever you are doing it, go to your package.json file. You can see it is installed or not, because it will be two packages. One will be the Redux-Toolkit, another will be the React Redux. So it's already installed. Now what we need to do, here we need to create and store in our project. So as you may know, I think I didn't create any Redux directory. In the source folder, I will take another new folder. I'll just give it name as Redux, because I will keep everything related to the Redux. So now after creating that, what we're gonna do, in that Redux folder we will create a file, and let's give a name of Amazon slice.js. Now here we will create the slice, and also we will take another folder, another file, which will contain our store.js. Oh, sorry, my bad. Okay, now let's go through the documentation again. Let's see what it's saying to us. Now we need to configure our store. Well, just simply you can copy that, go to your store, paste it, it will work just fine. Now we initializing our store as an empty dependency, so nothing will be there, but we are initializing it. Now after that, we need to go to our main file, index.js file. We need to import provider and also that store to our project. So let's go to our index.js file. Now here, first thing first, we need to get the provider from React Redux. So let's import it. Import provider from React Redux, and also we need to import our store, the one which we create, right? Store from it will not from store from the Redux store. Now what we need to do, you see, we need to wrap our app through it. So just cut it, and we will take the provider, and that provider by default taking a parameter called store, and there we will pass our store. Now let's save it. Now after saving it, if everything goes all right, then whenever you're gonna inspect that one, go to the Redux, and here I think you will see an empty state. Yeah, it's all will be empty. Just giving a refresh, let's see. It's ready. Sorry, if you go to the action, it's ready to get, it's ready to take all the dependency, but we didn't initialize any store, so you will not find anything right now here. So what we need to do, in the Amazon slice we need to create our slices over here. So first of all, I will import the create slice, and the create slice will be from Redux-Toolkit. And now here will be the things we need to create. First of all, let's give a const initial state. Now in the initial state, I want to pass two categories. First of all, first one, we will just get our product, and for second, whenever we gonna create the login authentication, we want to keep the user in our Redux toolkit, in our store, so we can access it very easily. Because if you use the third-party authentication, if you are not manipulating that one with the store, what will happen, that third-party authentication will create a problem with the store. So what I will do, I will just take the user to the store, same like the product, and we're gonna manage the user from there. So for that, I will, by initial state, I will take two category, two array. What one will be for products, and initially it will be an empty array, and another will be from user info, and also by default it will be an empty array. So now we are having our initial state. After that, we need to create our reducer. So let's create export const. I will give a name of Amazon slice because it will be several slices. So let's give it Amazon slice, and now create slice, which will take some object parameter, and here we're gonna give a name which will be Amazon. And after giving name, I will declare our initial state, which we gave to them beforehand. And now it's time to create the reducers, which will take a parameter of object, and here we will create whatever is required. First of all, let's create add to cart, and that add to cart will take two parameter, which will take, one will be taken state and another will take the action. And just don't follow blindly to me. You can go to the Redux store and Redux Toolkit. You can read everything, go through the little bit example over there. Try that, it's gonna work. Try to read and manipulate that one. It will be just perfectly fine. Okay, for this exemplary, you can just follow whatever I'm doing right now. And then whenever we are adding something to the cart, what will be happen? We will just pass a state, and state dot products will be like whatever action we're gonna give, action dot payload. Just for time being, I'm keeping that to make you understand. Later on, we're gonna modify that one and we're gonna make it a full functional add to cart items. Okay, so after giving that one, we create one reducer. Now we also need to export it. So how we gonna export? Let's export, and as a const, we're gonna pass the add to cart because we have just one, and that one equal to be Amazon slice dot action. So whatever actions I'm gonna pass in here, it's gonna reflect here. Okay, and it's gonna, by default, it's gonna export from here. And also I need to pass another a default export, which will be export default, and that one gonna be Amazon slice dot reducers. So whatever reducer I created here, it's gonna pass from here that value to the other components. So these two things I'm gonna pass from my Amazon slices, and now I need to connect that slices to my store. And how I'm gonna connect that one? To connect that one, I need to first of all import that my Amazon reducer, which I created in Amazon slices. So let's import that one. I'm gonna take all the all the reducer as a name of Amazon reducer, and it will be from our Redux and also Amazon slice. Now after having that, we have reducer, so I will just pass that as an Amazon reducer. So when you fulfill that criteria, if you go to your store, I think there should be something, you see we have two criteria which is under Amazon reducer and is giving the products also user info. We have two different array of items. Now we can access it properly the way we are looking for. First of all, let's go to our product. I think it's in the components at the home. That will be the product. So now what we are willing to do, that we need to understand. First of all, we want to create an action, because whenever we click on that, we want the same product all over the item should be dispatched to our cart. Like in our story should become or reflect over here. So let's go create that kind of things. First of all, let's, because whenever you want to dispatch some item, we need to import that use dispatch from React Redux. Now we will be able to dispatch our actions. Okay, and now to create the action, let's go back to our like add to cart. Yeah, on that button we're gonna create an action. So you can go and just for check let's if they are clicking or not. I'm not gonna do the simple thing. You can do it, make a console and log, then just make sure your button is working. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna dispatch an action, and what gonna dispatch, it will be add to cart. I don't know why it's not giving me that. Sometimes it's very crazy. Okay, add to cart, it should reflect. Okay, try again. Sometimes it's not giving that. Yeah, it's coming now. So we will pass an action which will be add to cart, and what we're gonna pass inside of it, we're gonna pass something like inside our parameter we'll pass an object, and in that object what will be, it will be id will be item.id, whatever id that item has, the title, and title will be item.title, and also description, which will be item.description, and then the price of item, what is, it will be here, so item.price, and after that it will be category, and that category will be item.category, and image will be item.image, and at the end we will pass a quantity which will be 1. The same quantity, single quantity we will pass. Now just to make sure, you can pass that like without item. If you destructurize here in that parameter, if you destructurize and instead of item you are taking the id, category, quantity, you can pass that without writing the item. So first of all, let's go and see if it's really working or not. So whenever I'm gonna put add to cart, you see we are receiving one item. If I add another cart, it's adding, but see it's replacing the first one. And to like without making it replacing, how we can do that? We need to like it will be one by one, not replace, right? So for that one, it is a simple solution. Products dot in that array, because it's an array, we will push that action dot payload. So now if you save it, you just go back here. Yeah, it's already refreshing by itself. And now if you see, if we add, there is an array, inside an array there is an object. If you add another one, 2, but another one, 3, 1. If you another one, there is 4 items, but remember there is an id of 4. If I add another same id product, is adding that one, but we don't want that one. Whenever we have the same product, what we want to increase that quantity of that product, right? Not the adding the same product. So we need to make that functionality in our slices. So let's go back to our slice. Now here we're gonna put a condition, okay, that before that state products.push, we will pass a condition that we're gonna make the action. Okay, like first of all, let's make an item, const item equal to whatever the state is holding, and also that products we will find inside of it. Remember, we have an initial state of products. We will just go through inside of it. We're gonna find whatever is contained. Okay, and after finding out what we're gonna find item.id. And if that item.id, whatever we are passing in our action, remember we are passing an action from the product, that action, that is the dispatching of action we are giving. So whatever action we are giving, if that item.id equal to action.payload.id, then it gonna take it as a item. Okay, so whatever item, that item equal to that id, that two together should be matched, and then it gonna give us the id. Now we have an item. Now what we gonna do, if item, if there is an item, what we'll do, it will be item dot quantity, and that quantity will be action.payload.quantity. So it will increase the quantity. Okay, whatever it's gonna receive, it will increase the quantity. And if by suppose that item is not available, then what you're gonna do, it's gonna just state.action, and it will just push the entire item over it. So if we go to our main page, as you see, if we add a product, we add already one product which contains id 2. If we add, I better maximize that one. Now you can see we add a product with the id 2. If we give a same product, you can see down over here that quantity is increasing, not the entire item. Okay, if we add another item, you see there is an item of id 3. So now that condition is working just fine. So now we want to see that whatever the item we have, now we don't know. Now even if I refresh and we just make an add some product, we cannot see it here. So first of all, what we need to do, let's go back to our header components, and in the header I'm gonna access that item, whatever we are pushing through. First of all, to receive that item, we need to use the use selector, a hook from I think from the Redux-Toolkit. So first of all, let's make a const products, and it equal to we will use the use selector from the React Redux, and that use selector will take another state property. And first, let's see what the state is giving to us. So console.log products. Let's see what we are getting on the state whenever we are adding the product, what state is giving us. First of all, it will be an object, and see there is two items already here in the product, so we need to access the Amazon reducer. So let's go to state.amazon reducer. Oh, I'm sorry, I put it in the wrong way. It should not be there, it should be here. State.amazon reducer dot products. If we save it and we go back here, you see we can find the two array, like one array of equal existing of two items. So now we have the products. So now let's go to our wherever we are showing the 0 on the mark here. What it will be, without keeping 0, what we're gonna do, we will write a like a condition, like if products dot length is, if product dot length is more than 0, like it's like 1 2, then it will be like products dot length. Or if it's like 0 or less than 0, like there is no product, it will show us the 0. If there is a product, it's gonna show how many product is there, total length it's gonna reflect. Now you see there is a 2 product, is showing the 2. You can refresh, and now if we come back here, add some products. Okay, so now we are having our product. Now it's time to create our, you see, whenever we are clicking, we need to see our card. So only then we know that our product is visible, or whatever products we have. So it's time to create our card page. And to create our card page, let's go to our page options. Here we're gonna create a file which will contain the card.js, RAFCE, and it will be our card. And also we need to import we need to create a router for it. So let's create route, and it will be like the path will be card, and we will give the element of card from the pages. I think I didn't make auto import, so let's go, and it will be the same directory, so it will be just card, and also it will be as card. So if you save it, now if we just go to hit that line, see here is the card. But first of all, let's create some links over there in our header so we can access that easily, right? So in our image directory, that entire div, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put inside a link, and that link gonna give us access. Whenever we click in the image, it will take us to our home page. Okay, and also we need to create another for our card. Let's that is the card. So that entire div I will put again under a link, and whenever we're gonna click on it, it's gonna just take us to the card. Okay, so now if we go back here, if we go, you can see, come over here, if we go to card, we can see our card. So now we need to create our card. Now before creating our card, let's just go back whatever we have our existing build in our card. Whatever the things we are having, just add some few products. If you go over here in the card, we have two sections. First, overall, that entire div contains the left part, then there is the right part which is containing the button. So first of all, we need to contain the two segment, that is our overall div, and inside that div we're gonna create let's see, yeah, we are giving a width of it. So inside that div we're gonna create two more div. First of all, let's go create, give a class name, and the max width, actually what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut that, I'm gonna give inside another div, because first of all the full div I'm gonna give a width of full, and also I'm gonna give a bj of gray. By default it's gonna take from our app.js. You remember we give a background of see, bj gray of 100. It didn't take here, why it's not showing the background, bj gray of 100. Okay, it's taking now. So but just to be sure, we're gonna also make it another way, that bj gray of 100, just to be make sure it's work, and we're gonna give a padding of 4. So that's we're gonna apply, and after that we're gonna give a another class name which will contain as a container. Remember we already mentioned one container which will be width of 1440 pixel, so that container we are passing, and also we will make it mx auto, and after that we will give a height of just to give a 96, just to see it's available or not. And then inside that here we're gonna create some more divs, like for that one let's give a class name of that, which will give it with a full, and then we're gonna give a bj of white background, and also we're gonna give a px4 from y-axis. And now we will like we're gonna do whatever we are looking for. Okay, and in that div also we're gonna make a class name like width of full and bj white. Okay, now if you come over here, you may see nothing over here because it will not reflect, because we are not entitling the height. Give a height of full, and also I think here some mistake is there, yeah, of course, and also give a height of full. Now if you come over here, you must see something with the background. You see that's the white background, so you cannot see. If we just make it little bit blue 200, you're gonna see that is the availability is there. See, the gap is okay. So we need to divide that to give. So first of all, what I'm gonna do, I'm just put in a grid, and also I'm gonna give a grid calls of 5. It will be 5 columns of grid, and it will be give a gap of 8. And now we have a grid portion. The first div, it will take a much more bigger space. So what I'm gonna do in here, in that one, I'm gonna give a call span of 4. So it's gonna take the 4 column width, and you see it's getting over here. And also that one, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just specify the call span of 1. If you not specify, it will be fine. I'm just specifying because I have some work later on. So now I'm gonna go back to my previous background color, which will be BJ white. Now you see it's working fine. So first of all, in our first div, we need to get our products. And by what we gonna get our products? Remember, we already pass an state, we already access our product in our header, and as you may know, it will work just fine if we just simply copy that and paste it in our cart. But remember, we need to import our use selector. So let's import use selector from React Redux. Now we have the product. So in here, before we are going to marking the product, we have a title and have a subtotal. So we need to get another div, and inside that div we're gonna give a h2 tag, which will be like shopping cart, and then we're gonna take an h4 tag, which will be take as subtitle. So that too contains that two items. So first of all, for that one, I'm just gonna grab some class name by which it gonna work just fine. So let's go to our in the topper level of that div. Let's give that class name. A simple class name. I'm giving the font title font, and I'm making the flex to reflect that one like that, so it's not looking the way it's supposed to be. And of course it should be happen once we give the class name for our h2 tag, and also giving some class name for our h4 tag, which will contain the subtitle. After giving them the class, you see that looks better. I think we are making it much bolder. Whatever if we do, we just make it medium. If we go there, yes, looks better. And also that one, we're gonna make it normal. Okay, so now, yeah, that looks better. The design is defined, and like you, whatever design you want to keep, you can keep. I'm just preferring the simple step. So now we are ready to map through our products, and to do that, after that div, let's just put a comment. Products start here, so you will understand. Now I will take another div. Remember, we are getting our products. Now I'm gonna map through that products.map, and in that I will take as an item. You can give a name as suitable as you like, and then I'm gonna give a div. Inside that div, let's just take our image. Okay, let's see what kind of things we are getting, like item dot image, and it will be product img. If we save, we didn't save it yet. If we save, I think we didn't add any product, that's why there is no product. If we add 1, 2, 3 items, and if you go in the cart, you see it's so bigger and it's squished together. Remember, we are giving a little bit height beforehand, height 16. Just make it an auto, it will just go, and now we have a bigger image. So for that, what I'm gonna do, just for us to see what is going to be, let's give a class name which will be like width of full, give a full width and height of 44, and object I'll make a contain. Now you may see that it looks better. Okay, so first of all, we need to go through, because see, everything is squashed in the middle, so we need to fix that one. So for that one, what you're gonna do, we're gonna go in the top level of the div. But before that, that image, let's go take it, put it into another div, because we need to create a separate component for it. Now for the top div, like after which div we are making that one, I'm gonna just go grab some class name for it. Let's copy and paste it here, and you see that is here, is looking much better. And also what I'm gonna do, because see, it's taking a portion of width like a 1, then it's taking a portion of width in a separate way, so I'm gonna maintain that design on it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give a width of 1/5, so it will take a 1/5 portion of the width. You see, the image looks better. And there is one more things I want you to consider. When you go to the console, there is an error which is that each child in a list should have a unique key prop. I want you to look at the console whenever you are developing mode. where you are in developing mode, just open the console, because it can be a life-saving progress in your production life. So let's give a key, and that key will be item.id. so when you give it, make a refresh, and it will just disappear. Okay, and also our product also disappear. And by the way, that products will be saved in the local storage later on. This one is still, we didn't save it here, but here we're gonna use the Redux persist to save our products in real time. And also as you go build up in deeper, it will save the product as by the user. Like you logging, you will see if you add some product in your card, that product, it will give it to you. That's why we're gonna keep the user in our store, so it can manipulate the product by user. If someone logged to your computer, he can get only his product, not from the local storage, and it will not get every product is saving there. Okay, so just for your understanding. So now we are having that, just adds 2-3 products, because I know it's gone. Let's go to our card. So after that, we need to create another div which will contain those items. So let's go, and after the image, you see, we take a div as an image. After that div, we will take another div, and inside that div, take an h2 which will contain our item dot title, and then we will take another p tag which will contain our item dot description. And also let's take it all together. After that description, we will take our price, which will, just to make it unit price, the single price it will be, we'll take the span tag. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put that a $sign, because it will be price, so it will be item dot price. So let's save it. Let's, after saving, what we got. So see, we got this, all of those things, but we need to make it looks like that. Also our image got broke. So first of all, let's go in the top of div, not the top of div. First of all, let's go to our h2 tag. What we're gonna do, we're gonna give a bunch of class name, and also our p tag, we will make it margin I think a padding right from a 10. Let's see if we just put that. And also our p tag, which will be just a little bit of class name, which will be text, as a normal text is contained, the base text. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna give a class name of our price, which will be semi bold. Now if we go back here, you see this portion is okay. But our image is terribly wrong. Is something happening? I'm gonna fix that in a bit, but not now. Or better, let's fix that. I think it's supposed to be something at the top on the image. What I did, I give that one. So it should be fine. It should be fine once we are giving our other items. So now we have that. 2 items, we need to add our another last portion. So let's go back here, and after that div, remember there is a little bit design going on in our quantity, right? To create that design, what I'm gonna do, after that div, or after the p tag, I'm gonna take another div, because it will be a flex positioning there. So first of all, let's take a p, which will be just quantity qty, and then it will be another p, which will be, first one it will be minus, okay, and then inside another p tag, I'm gonna give that item dot quantity, whatever quantity is available there. And after that p tag, I'm gonna give a plus sign. You can take this in a single parameter. I'm just giving it in a separate way, because I'll make it a flex, and it will work just fine. And for that one, in the top of div, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just go and grab some bunch of class name. I'm just giving a background and making a flex, justify center, item center, just some bunch of smaller things. As you see, it's creating a little bit shadowy design. And after that, also what I'm gonna do for that p tag, in the top of p tag, which will contain the quantity will be fine, the p tag which will contain the plus and the p tag which will contain the minus. I think it will be the same class name for both of them. It's little bit cursor pointer bg gray of 200 packs, padding in x-axis 1 rounded md, and whenever you are hovering on it, it will be 400 and little bit effect of hover is going on. Okay, now after that we need to add our that portion, remember that subtitle portion. But before that, there is another one which will be a delete button. Let's create that button, and that button will be after bypassing that div. We will just gonna get a button which will be delete item, just individual item to be deleted, and that button also will contain a little bit a bunch of class name. I'm gonna pop up that one, and that will be a background of red. Just go through that class name, you will understand it better when you type it there. Now see, whenever you click, hover, and everything is working just fine. Now there will be another portion which will be contain our like item.quantity, the level. So we're gonna inside in last div, we're gonna make that. You can make a floor plan before you entering. I already tried several times, that's why I'm not just going through that floor plan to waste my time. And here in that p tag, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the item dot price, whatever the price is required, and also I'm gonna multiply it with the item dot quantity. So as you may see, we have that price, so it will multiply with whatever item we have, and it will give us the quantity. Then it will just go and plus it and give our actual item. So now for that one also, in that p tag, I want to give some class name for it, so we will understand it better. It will little bit reflects over there. Now see, it looks good. And now we need to fix that portion. Let's go and fix. Let's go on the top, and we will find it where we just missed out. Now here our products start here. Now in the products dot what we map, okay, what we did here, because we keep all the items inside of it, instead of keeping in here, I'm gonna grab all those items. I'll take that inside another div. Okay, and now in that div, I'm gonna make it like give a class name. I'll take a width of full, and then I'll give it a flex, and it will be item center, and per gap I'm gonna give a 6 of gapping. So if we go there, it's still the same. I am missing something. Let's go back here. Let's go to again on that. Yeah, sometimes it's working just fine, sometimes it's making a little bit a crazy shadowy thing. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fix that one. What if I give you width of 2, what it's gonna get? Okay, after giving 2 it's getting fine, but this portion, I think I make a margin right in somewhere, and that is in a wrong way. Let's close that. Okay, now here in the last one is making the problem. Let's go and see the issue, what's happening around. Okay, we give a width of full, okay, the full width, and that's taking the full width with taking 2 by 5, height 25. That should have worked, it should have been fine. Okay, instead of giving the full like 2.5, what I'm gonna do, let's give a width of 42. Let's see, it's taking the really okay, so just item center. What if item start? And also, what if we give it justify center? Okay, let's go back here because that one is having the problem. Let's go to image. Okay, if we give the, okay, where is having the problem? Because by default, okay, if we remove the full width, let's see if it's reflecting it or not. If we just refresh, it will go. Just try to understand the concept, because that design you can manipulate the way you want. See, that one is fine. Now this one is getting some problem, little bit issue. Let's see what's giving here. Okay, the image is the problem. Okay, because see, that image have a different reflexive area, so we need to specify the proper width of that div. So we gotta take a div here and a div here. So now what I'm gonna do, just give a width of 52, bg red 200. I want to see that div. We get it? Not we get it. So what about we give a 96 of width? Okay, we get it right. But now there is something going on which I don't like. Okay, let's keep it again. It should work, because it worked several times. I did already. Okay, I think I have to do something in tuple label, which I have been done justify between, and also that things it's okay. We make the grid. Sometimes it's gonna give some error and problem. Don't be freak out, just go through it. You can make that things right. Okay, justify between. I think that will be just fine, because if we just add some other product, let's see, it should not be have an issue. Yeah, it's giving us a bad manner. So first of all, let's go here and give a width of full. After giving that, also it's having issue. What about 2? Okay. That is our first div. That is our second div. That is our third div. So what about that div? This is the div flex item center. Justify between. Just see. Use all available option. Maybe it gonna work. Okay. If I give it with 1/5, what if I define that one as a class name with like 3/5, 3.5 portion it's gonna take. Okay, now I'm going in the right direction, because I didn't specify the width. That was the problem. So always just try to make a sense of whatever is not going to be right. Okay, now you see that is working fine. Even though if I just remove that one, it will just redirect to be some good idea. Okay, now we are having it, we are buying that. So now if we just yeah, now it looks better, you know. Yeah, see. And also after that, we need to create another div over here, and where we will just in that div we're gonna create that the same portion with the same portion, which will contain one button and our total price over there. So what we're gonna do to create that one, we'll go in our down div, which will be here, right here. In here we already created. Now here what I'm gonna do, just give me a second. Inside that div I will take another div, and then I will take a p tag, and inside that p tag I need to give an icon, which remember there is an icon. That icon I'm gonna get from our friend from MUI. So it will be material icon and the check circle. So let me grab that one, and now let's go and import that one from, oh sorry, my bad. Okay, import that one here, and after importing we need to work with that. So now I think I am here. Yes, so here I'm gonna just create a span, and inside that span I'm gonna give that check circle icon, and after that icon also what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab some text which is contains in the bottom, as you may know. So after that span, that text will be there. So now we have the text, and to make it looks as much as possible as better, I'm gonna just go and grab some more class name for that our p tag, and also some class name for our icon which is containing. You can give it an icon or giving it to the span, doesn't matter, it will work the same way. So that is fine, it's working much better. And also in our top div, which is giving I will make like I'll give it specify, I will make a height of 52, not making it full. I'm gonna give a height of 52, and after giving that, what I'm gonna give it a flex, and I will make the item as a center, and I'll give a padding of 4. So if I do that, if I save, it's almost the same. Now we need to have the total and also need to specify the button. So after that p tag, remember we took it in a div. And first of all, after that div, we're gonna create another div, because as we are taking inside the div, let's create the div. So, and here in a p tag, I will just pass the total, and after total I'm gonna take an span, and here for right now just place 50, and because later on we're gonna calculate all over the prices over here. So see, it's a price 50 is there. So first go to the top div, I think, yeah, not the top div, in the p tag of the total. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give some more class name, and also for our span tag, because we want to highlight our text over here. So let's give a text of LG, and the font will be bold, and we are also making justify to work much better. Now see, the entire div is crashing altogether. So what I'm gonna do, that one, instead of flex, I will make it a flex column, and now you will see that looks fine. Now we need to create that button over there, and let's create that button. To create the button, after the div, I'm going to create that button. It will be and then it will reflect posted to pay, and now you can see the button over here. And for that button, it will be a delicate button, because once you click, several action gonna happen. Sorry, didn't create it right now. So let's go to our card. So what I'm gonna do for that button, I'm gonna just pass some more class name for it, and it will be looks just as it is. Now see, it looks fine. And also that div which we create over here, item center, what if we also make the justify center? I want it to be center. Yeah, now it looks better. So we have that portion, but we need to calculate that item. It should be according to that amount, right? So what we can do, actually we can get that one, because we have the item already, we have the products, right? So we need to, from that product, we're gonna circulate the total amount. So what we're gonna do, because every time, remember, whenever you're gonna click here, that item gonna be changed, so we need to follow through that one. I think what I did here, let's reduce a little bit text from there, is making a bit more. So what I'm gonna do, item dot description to substring, and it will be from 0 to 100. Let's see if it will work or not. Yeah, it's working. So you can do it in that way if you want. Okay, that's fine. And also I think it can go a little bit more, right? So let's see. What if we give a 4 of weight? Should take. Okay, this one is making me crazy. sometimes the design is it's like sometimes it's work much fine, sometimes it's not. Oh, sorry. See, where I was in a wrong situation, in a different way. It should not be there, it should be here. That is the thing. Sometimes it's just not. Okay, so I think that way it looks better. So what I'm gonna do, instead of giving a subset of 2, I'm gonna making it 120 if there is. Okay, or what if 200? Little bit description there, so it looks good. Okay, so feel free to design it the way you choose. Okay, I'm just making it a simple way, the way it can be. I don't just want to be make more complicated that one. And also if you go over here, you can add one dollar sign, so we know that is the price. So we need to calculate that total. We need to sum up all of this subtotal to calculate that total item. So this one we can do it in the topper level. And for that, what I was saying, whenever we click here or add some item, the item will be changed. So we need to render that properties whenever the component with mount and unmount. And for that, we need to use our friend over there, the use effects, which will passing through a function. And that function just give later total, like total equal to 0. You can put a let or const, whatever you like. And now I'm gonna go and map through all the products, which will give me as an item from every single individual product. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna declare the total, what it will be. It will be plus of item dot price into, it will get that item dot quantity. So whatever the product, it will be there. It gonna sum up the item into item quantity. So now what I'll return from that function, it will be, and remember we are getting that up total here, right? But we need to pass the total into something. So I'm gonna take another piece of state, which will be const like total price, and the set total price, which will be in use state. Like first of all, it will be empty. So in return, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get the set total price as total. And by default, by the way, you can make it a console.log to see how it's working. Okay, and also I will pass an empty parameter which will reflect my products. Whenever some changing in the products, it gonna change that same parameter altogether. So now if we come over here, instead of that one, I'm gonna just pass that our total price. I think I take, yeah, if we pass it, if we go over here, you see that price is reflecting here. Okay, and I think I need to give a gap. It's not looks that much good. Let's give a gap of 1, or how about 2? Doesn't matter. Okay, so let's make it a from. Let's go back there again, add some more item, and go back here. And you see, now I want to be a fixed in 2 parameter, because sometimes it can be make some decimal problem. So in that total to fixed, what I'm gonna fixed into 2. So when even it's see, it will fix by 2 decimal. Okay, so now we are having the item. Now we need to create another 2 piece of function, which will create whenever I click here, I can delete an item, and whenever I think we missed another item, which will be the clear card. We need to add that one, and that one we're gonna add below that boundary. So to create that, okay, let's go to where our products will be end. That is our product. That is our div for that product. So after the product div end, not after the product div end, I think after the product div end, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take another div, and inside the div I'm gonna take a button which will be clear card. It will remove all the available products from the card. So I'm just gonna grab some of the class name for our this button. So let's save it. The simple class name, you can go through it, feel free, and you can design the way you like. Now we have that one here. Okay, And now for that one also, it looks little bit squash together, so I'll give a class name with a full and also py of 2. Or by the way, I think, yeah, give it that one. Okay, so now we have that. Okay, so first of all, let's create that piece of state. Whenever we click that, it will remove the product from here. Okay, and to create that piece of state, we need to we can, okay, yeah, we will create that one, the delete item, how we can delete from that state. Okay, so here is our reducer. We use add to card, and after add to card, what we're gonna create, we're gonna like delete item. Okay, in that delete item, it will also take a piece of state, and also it gonna take a piece of action which will gonna reflect. So what I'm gonna do in that action, whatever the state I have initially, that state dot products, it will be state dot products dot filter. Now what is gonna happen, just try to, I'm gonna to explain that one. Whenever I click, that entire product has an ID. Whenever I click, it will go to look for that ID in our initial list of items. So if that product ID match on that product, it's gonna filter it, it's gonna remove it entirely. Okay, the simple thing we're gonna make it here. So it's gonna look go for it, and it's gonna make filter. And what it's gonna filter, whenever it's gonna filter, it's gonna go through render f item, and what it's gonna generate, it will be item.id. Whatever we are passing the action, if that ID is match, it's gonna just, that payload is match, it's gonna just remove from there. Okay, that's the simple thing it's gonna do when we delete the item. Now also, let's create another piece of state, which will be receipt card, and that receipt card will take only a single parameter, which will be our state. And what it gonna do, whenever we pass that parameter, it will give the state dot products. Remember, we had that state in top. Sorry, it will be equal. We have that state, the added products. It's gonna make that products as empty whenever we click that. So we create that two new parameter, two new reducer, which one is one delete item, another is I think receipt card. So we pass that one here. So after passing that, now what gonna do, we need to call that things in action. Let's go back to our card. Now delete item, we're gonna make it here. Okay, first of all, we need one thing, which is dispatch, right? So make const dispatch dispatch equal to use dispatch. Now whenever we are clicking on the delete item, we need to create an observer which gonna dispatch something for us. And what it gonna dispatch? It's gonna dispatch a simple thing, because you see we pass the method, we need to catch the ID. Okay, action.id. So that action.payload, which will contain the action.id. So we need to pass in the payload just ID, that it's gonna reflect, right? So make it an on-click event. On-click event. In that event, what you're gonna do, you're gonna pass a dispatch parameter, and here we're gonna pass the delete item. I think we may be right. Some just go through that and see if the name is not be mistaken. Delete item, and in that delete item, it will be like item.id, and of course it will not work because C is not came here. I think let's give it manually. Import delete item. Yes. Okay. Now after saving it, it will be empty, because whenever we are accessing there in the store, it's gonna reflect that one here. So now if you click one remove, but we now click that piece of state which will remove all the products from there, which is I think we create as a receipt card. So let's go to our card. It's by default it's not giving us, so try manually. So in the receipt card, I think in top delete item receipt, clear card. So here what I'm gonna do, create another piece of function which will give another dispatch for us, and that dispatch will make receipt card, and it will just pass the receipt card. That's it. Because whenever we click here, that piece of function, it will run and it's gonna receipt everything. See, it's gone. If you go and just click how many items you want, depends on you. You click, you go there, and you want to remove one by one, it can be removed, and if you clear all, it will be clear all. And see, that is reflecting, giving us some issue, because if we just refresh that one, yeah, it's okay. Our total is making us confused. So whenever the product is changing, okay, if we remove the dependency, let's see. Okay, now it will give us that. Okay, if we go to Amazon, now we have little bit 94. If we delete, it's deleting. Okay, sometimes it's okay. At the end point it's not refreshing, so something wrong. Okay, before fixing that one, first of all, this is total price. This is the total price. Okay, okay, let's total price. If the total price, I can put a condition, right? If a total price is okay, I'm not gonna complicate that one right now. We're gonna make it in the next build, because we need to create that initial state, because we are creating the store not the other accessing platform. Okay, so what we need to do, we have that two portion. Now whenever I click here, I need to add some item, I need to remove some item, right? We need to do that, like increment and decrement. That's the simple procedure we can create. And first of all, to create that, let's go in topper level before deleting the item, and it will be first one, it will be like increment quantity. Because remember, whenever we're gonna click on it, we will not increase total item, we're gonna increase the quantity. So give a name of the same reflect of that one, like increment quantity. And what it gonna take, it gonna take a same way a state and an action. And what it gonna return for us, let's see. First of all, whenever we're gonna increment, we need to get the item, and that item we have, if we have the item, like item equal to whatever we have in this state.products.find, it gonna find to that entire product, and it will give us an item again, and that item will be item id equal to action.payload. That will be our product, right? And now whenever we click in the plus sign, it will be item.quantity plus plus. It will increase the item quantity, right? But now we need to get another, it will be decrement quantity. Now what it gonna be happen with that, let's take a state and also take an action, and now go back to in a functional way. So now here is a catchy thing. Now see, whenever we are having, that's really annoying. Okay, whenever we are clicking here plus, it will increase always, but whenever we are clicking minus, you see after certain point it gonna give a minus figure, right? After 1 it will give a 0, then -1, -2. We need to stop that one. Like whenever it's 1, it should be in 1, right? So now in the decrement, we also take, actually you can take the same as a item, const item, it will be the same item, right? So we got the item. Now we need to create that piece of function for it. Okay, now what we're gonna create, like if, okay, if that item dot quantity if is equal to 1. So it will access the item. If the quantity is equal to 1, then the item dot quantity, it will be simple, just 1. But if that one is not 1, like if it's more than 1, then what is gonna happen? Then it will just delete one item, right? Item dot quantity minus minus. So the same, it will now, let's see. Okay, it's gone. I know it will be gone. And don't do the persister, like Redux persister, before you are fixing those one, like how to clear item, how to delete item. Otherwise the persister will kill your head. Okay, that's why I'm fixing everything, even it's like a tricky thing that the item is removing every time. So just be patient to make that right. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we need to go to our card, and in the card we need to create that 2 piece of statement by which we're gonna decrease the amount. So first of all, let's go here and see what we passed. We are getting everything by item.id, so we need to just pass the item.id in the dispatch. So we already take the dispatch here. Now let's go to in the tuple label. First one will be like on click, and now we will make dispatch, and in that dispatch, first one it will be decrement, and we need we made a one mistake. Remember, we didn't pass that one here. If you not pass, it will not work. Like first one, it will be increment quantity, then decrement quantity. So now we can access that one. Let's see, decrement quantity, it will be item dot id. That's the first one. And here in the plus sign, also we will click another on click function, which will give us let's dispatch, and it will be okay, it's not giving us the name. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna copy that because it's a huge long line, maybe it can be mistaken. So here we're gonna paste that one, and also I think it's decrement quantity, increment quantity, and it will be item dot id. Yeah, product will be gone, I know. So let's go here, add some products, go back here. Now if we increment that one, you see our price, everything is increasing. Whenever we decreasing, we cannot go below 1. If we increase there, okay, cannot go below 1. So if we clear the card, all product gone, that we can just make a piece of, give a condition, it will work just fine, don't worry about it. So now you see, we can add the product, and there is, you see, little bit a little bit thing, you know, whenever you are going, it will not giving us in the top. That one we need to fix. Let's go fix that one first. React, I think we use the router DOM, so go back to there, we will just fix that one. And there they call it one like a scroll restoration, I think, something like that. Yeah, a scroll restoration. So that one we need to add. And where we need to add, remember, we create a layout and we create it in the app.js. In here we need to say after which component that should pop up, right? So let's go, we will take that scroll restoration because it's annoying sometimes, and we're gonna call after the header. Now if we save it here, okay, let's close that one. If we go to cart, it's giving us in the, like if we make here, go to home, see, go cart, it always bring us to the top. It will restore the it will manage this restoration from that components which we declare after the header. So now that's fine. So what we need to do now, see, we create those kind of state, but whenever we just give a refresh, it's gone. So for that we will go to our Redux, and then we will create another thing which is Redux persist. It will save it everything in real time. Now from here we need to import that portion because we already create our configure our store. Let's go to our store. So after down of that, I'm gonna keep that one, and after that what I'm gonna do, also I need to get some more. I need to use that I think this is all. Feel free to read the documentation to understand it better. Okay, so after that I'm gonna add this one, and then in the configure store I need to pass my reducer. So in here, instead of only Amazon reducer, I'm gonna pass that one, and then I need to export that one. So let's export, and it will be the persister. So let's go back here, and we are making a mistake. We are not installing the Redux persist, so we need to install that one before we are using. You see the error is reflecting here. It's reflecting also here, I think. Yeah, so what we'll do, I will just go npm I, let's install that one. After installing, that will go, it will work just fine. Now after installing that one, also we need to get, see, some portion which the persist get. We need to use that one in our index.js. You can go through that example because they put it in the same component. That's why it's not exporting or not making the way it's supposed to be. So you can read that and feel free to pass it as an extensional way. You will understand it better. So we need to get the persist get, and also we need that persister declared in our application we declared before. Now we need to wrap that one. We need to wrap it with our persist get, and let's paste it there. And persist get taking a 2 parameter, which is taking loading, and that one for now I'll just create a simple parameter of loading, and the persister will be the persister we declared. If we save it, of course it will freak out. I think it will not work. Yeah, of course, because sorry, yeah, we need to pass the persist get, not the performance. I think something we made wrong. Yeah, it's not the performance, it will be that persist get we get. Now the root reducer is not defined. Of course it's not defined here. If we go to our store, see the root reducer, it should be the Amazon reducer we pass. So the Amazon reducer, and also there should be something need to be changed, which is, see, we are just passing that persisted reducer, but it will not be only that. Remember, we give a name Amazon, so it gonna get through that name to indicate whatever the things we should have. So now if we save it, and if we go, see, we have that problem. Now let's go to fix that problem. I think that problem is coming from, if we open in the console. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's giving the problem with the products. Wherever we are taking the products, only there that problem is evolving. So first let's go to our header. Okay, instead of that one, for the time being, I think I'm gonna just remove it here. Now just see what's happening here. Let's go and take only the state and console.log products. Okay, let's go to our home page and refresh. So now see, we don't have nothing here, but in the console we are having a product, but it's coming from amazon.products. Okay, so it will be state.amazon. Like no need to go through that one. If we just go in our previous example and console.log products we give, but what we need to do, instead of Amazon reducer, we are passing two reducer in a single component. We will take the name of Amazon, and inside that Amazon, whatever we have, now you see, you can get the product, you can access the product. So now we are getting our products, so no need that console. And also we can reveal that one over here, and you see, yeah, our item is here. Now you can add item. I think you can reflect, yeah, but whenever we'll go to card, again the problem, because in the card we also take the products, but instead of Amazon reducer, the product will come from the Amazon only. So now we are getting it. Now we are having that portion, but remember, we need to create another piece of statement, which will be whenever we clear the card, there is no product, right? So it gives an option to us to choose. So that piece of properties we're gonna create. So first of all, let's go back here and now delete all. There is like no product available. So then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna map through all over the extension. Remember, we take that one, that is our all over extension. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut all, like I'm gonna give an like products dot length. If that length is like a bigger than 0, then what gonna happen, it gonna return my entire product. But if it's not, then what it gonna give us, like give a p tag for initially no products, and I think it will be work just fine. Yeah, no product is available. So first of all, here you see I need that icon here, like that image. So I will get my empty card image, which I already declare over here in my assets, and the name is empty card. Yeah, the same name. So let's go, I'll close the unnecessary things. Okay, let's go to our empty card and import empty card, which will be from assets and index. So now we need to put that in a good way, so that way you can understand it. So let's go to our empty card, it's here, and in that div, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create another div, and inside that div I'm gonna pass that images, which will be empty card, also empty card img. If I give that, we're having that empty card. And now after having that one, I think I will just go and grab some class name for our image to make it looks better, just giving a width and also the height. And also for our top div, what okay, I'll do it later. First of all, let's go in our next div. I will give an h1 tag, which will tell us like your cart feels lonely. Okay, lonely. And now after that, there will be another p tag, and that p tag will contain some piece of statement. Just make some funny thing. You can put anything you like. So now we have that text, we have that card. Now it's time to just redefine and redesign it. So first of all, in that div, I will make it a flex and give it a flex call items, you know, just a normal css. And also that our p tag, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give also some class name, and also that h1 tag, which is contain some I want to make it looks better than the p tag, so of course I'm gonna give some class name for it. Now if we save it, you see we are having that portion because we are making some background, and also we are having a button after the p tag. Let's go give it that button, and that button will say continue shopping. And also for that button, I'm gonna just go and bring some class name for it. After saving it, you see we have that. Now we need to make it in the middle. So what I'm gonna do, you know, we everything in the top level, we have this entire the top div. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make it a flex. Oh sorry, first the class name, make it a flex, and also justify it in a center and item center, and also gap will be the 4, and the padding in a y-axis will be 10, just to make it looks better. So now we have it, but there is another things which I want you to show. Like whenever we adding product, remember if we go over here, go continue shopping, add some product, and whenever we are removing like everything gone, it's giving a little bit of design, right? But whenever we come here, we remove everything, the design is not coming. It's because we need to install our friend, which is our framer motion. Let's go to npm. By the way, you can manually create that one, but I'm just going through motion. It's very easy to get. So let's go and install that one, Framer Motion. And why I am using the motion is very simple to use. Like, to use the motion, what we need to do, we need to make that entire div as a motion div. Okay, then we can reflect whatever the thing we want to give. First, let it install, because we need to import the motion, otherwise it will not work. So it is still importing. Or if you don't want the motion, you can make it as a simple way to just make it in a, you need to hide it in like the transition translate in x y axis. You need to hide it down and it will pop up the simple way you can do it. I think motion is taking a much more time. Okay, or did we install motion beforehand? Let's okay. Did you ever? No, it's not installed beforehand, just installing right now, I think so. Okay, let's go and grab it if it's giving us the pop-up. Import motion. Yeah, I think I installed from before. Yeah, from Framer Motion. That's why it's taking a much of time. Okay, let it do its things, but see if it's working, then it's fine. So in the motion div, what we're gonna do, we're gonna also give as a initial okay, it's not yet installed properly. Okay, let's let it install. We'll just give it first of initial state, and in initial state, what it gonna do, I think initially we make mistake. Some way it's crashing. It's not okay. I will just close it. I will take my another terminal for it, and here let's install if it's working. Yeah, don't freak out if it's having a problem. Maybe my connection have some issues, that's why it's giving me that thing. So whenever the motion will be installed, you need to just go through and keep that bunch of things which I'm gonna pop up right now for you. So just pop up those things and it will give you that effect which I'm having here. Okay, like after when you remove all the items from here, it will just pop up in a different way, and when you click, it will take there. So I think my motion is broken. So let's not use that right now. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, also whenever we click like in, okay, it's not installed where I'm keeping it here. Okay, so whenever I'm clicking on that button, it's gonna also give us a link. It's gonna take us to home page. So let's make it a link and it will get us to home page, and we need to install that link from our React Router DOM, like import link from React Router DOM. So if you go back here, if we click, it will take us to the front. So now you see everything is looking so perfect, so good. So now in our next build, what we're gonna do, we're gonna create that authentication, like sign up, sign in, and also then whenever you have the like account, you can just logging from here. And after logging, you know, like I already created one account. So if we just logging with that, you know, it gonna successfully logged in, and then it gonna give us credential to purchase. So we're gonna implement that in our next build, everything, and also we're gonna create that. I think we're gonna create that our store, like whenever we're gonna add some products, there will be a payment option, and here we're gonna implement all of the local payment, whichever country you are, and then also we're gonna make a Stripe payment, and also like a Google payment, Google Pay or others you're gonna apply here. So in our next build, we're gonna look forward. I think my motion is already available. So now let's do that one. It's just take a little bit more time. Import motion from, I think, motion from Framer Motion. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just come here, and in that entire div, which is grabbing my, okay, in here, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just make that one. So now if I add little bit more products and I go back here, delete, if I delete, see, it's giving us a little bit designing here. So okay, so try to finish that all, and if you just try to make some more little bit different design if you like, okay, and try to make that page responsive. That would be your task. Try to make it responsive. It's not responsive yet. Okay, I show you how to make responsive the front page, the home page, so you can do that one. So try to make it. Hope you can do it, and see you in next video.